Everybody doing? It's the Faded Fire, and this time around we're going to be talking about good old strength. I finally finished my my strength build, so she's up at 120, and like I said, I put 50 in strength and 20 in dexterity, and I have just been doing great. I mean, I barely lose now with this strength build, as I suspected, but you know, I just put 50 in strength, 20 in dexterity to get a little bit of a boost in attack damage for whatever strength weapons have a little bit of a dexterity scaling, and I just put the rest of vitality, endurance, and vigor. So I currently have like somewhere around like 1900 vigor or something. I think it's 1907. And I don't really know my endurance. Maybe it's like 156 or something like that. But I have been loving the strength more so than I have in any other Souls game. It is just tons of fun. They hit nice parries right there, and as you can see, I kind of stood there because partials this time around are really punishing, and they like take away all your stamina. So if you get a parry, but it's a partial parry, it'll like drain your stamina. On some occasions you'll only be able to get the parry, which is really frustrating. But like I was saying, strength is just tons of fun. I've been having in this video you'll see me using a whole bunch of different strength weapons because I had time to upgrade some different ones and play around with them, and every single weapon that I've used so far has just been extremely fun. The whole strength class is just tons of fun to me. But I'm making this, it's going to be a 3-part little thing. With 2 is going to be commentary, and the 3rd is just going to be montages. But I'm going to be talking about why I think the 50 in strength and 20 in dexterity is the most competitive and the most, you know, viable of all the builds. Which basically I'm saying the strength build is the most competitive. You know, you hear me talking about it in my other videos, but I never sat down and really explained why I think that this is the matter. So, you know, as I went up to 120, when I was level 100, I was doing good. And this, oh my god, he caught me in my hyper armor frames and he didn't have much health, so he's just gonna go ahead and die there. But when I was level 100, I was getting, you know, I was winning here and there. It was all good, but once I went up to 120, my success just absolutely skyrocketed. I think that's to the fact that I put a lot more points into vigor because I will be training a lot. And I had a feeling whenever you roll, somebody has a shield out and they throw something at you, or they do an attack, roll and then wait till they parry and then attack so you can punish your parry. But like I was saying, I put a lot more health into vigor. Sorry for the lag spike, but I put a lot more health into vigor because with strength weapons and hyper armor, you're essentially going to be looking at a lot of trading. So to kind of help with the trading, you want a lot of points in the vigor, and I think my vigor is at 50, so that ended me out with my ring of favor protection and life ring, ended me out 1900 health. But you know, things like this against the strength build just won't work. You can't just run up to somebody with hyper armor and expect to stun them out with running attacks. You know, it just won't work. So you'll have to look out for that. But another great thing about strength is, while I was playing my dexterity character, I just realized I was getting parried a lot more than I would on my strength character, and that's because some of these dexterity weapons are just really easy to parry. And and in a lot of cases, the two-handed attacks of the bigger weapons cannot be parried at all. Or even if they can be parried, the punishment of a failed parry is much more noticeable than of the punishment of a failed dexterity weapon parry, because of the partial, even if you do get a partial parry but you don't get the parry, you're gonna get a lot of stamina drain and you're gonna end up getting hit twice, and that's might be 800 to 900 damage you're gonna take. So a lot of people don't even go for the parries, and a lot of people don't even realize that you cannot parry some of these bigger weapons two-handed attacks. So they'll go ahead and run up to you and parry, but they can't parry it unless you do something like this guy's doing, and I got a partial there. But you know, just do the same attack over and over again, then you're bound to get parried. See? Yeah. But if you mix it up and, you know, keep your opponent on their toes, but you really don't have to worry about parry spammers, because while I was playing my dexterity build, people with the Cestus spamming parry was actually a problem for me. You know, and I was like, oh no, this person's parrying, spamming with the Cestus, and now I can't, you know, attack how I want to. But with my strength build, I can just pull out my club and my great axe. And if you want to parry spam, and I'm two-handed, you go ahead, but it will not end well for you. And that's one of my favorites. See, like this guy right here, just parry spamming away. He just wants that parry so bad. If I was on my dexterity build, I would have much more trouble than I would. And I actually think he does get the parry because I do a very obvious attack. But I was on my fun little poison build because I missed the large club having poison in, from Dark Souls 1. And who carries poison moss on their hotbar? He has a hornet ring, so I'm dead. But I was just so surprised, so I kind of just ran on him like, are you seriously carrying poison moss on your hotbar? But oh, and I actually fought him again, and I know he wants that parry, so I'm gonna play a little bit smarter and grab out my club and two-hand it so he cannot parry me, which I find to be a great thing. See, he just wants that parry so bad, but see, and he can't parry that, so you go ahead and try, buddy. So you're gonna die. But yeah, I miss poison being on the large club, so I put a poison gem in it. You know, had some fun. This was actually really fun. You'll see a lot of fights with me using this, because I thought this is just a great little thing that I had going on with these two poison weapons. But so parry spammers aren't really a problem on my strength build. And another thing that I find to not be a problem is the running R1s on the katanas. You know, it's I see a lot of people doing it because maybe they find success in other places, or you just only do running R1s, which I find kind of ridiculous. You just run around and around and around and do running R1s, but if you time your hyper armor effectively and you wait until they run in and you swing, they're gonna get close enough to where you can hit them. Even if you do get hit by the running R1, you're most likely gonna trade, and that trade will not go in their favor every single time. And I ran into a lot of katanas this time around while I was trying to record these fights, and every single one just they all did the same thing. I don't think anybody threw out any other special thing except running R1s, which I find kind of sad. But with my strength build, not really afraid of it. Oh, here we go, Mr. Katana Man. Gonna do running R1s all day, and especially if you have a halberd, that's really not a problem because the range you have. And I love this weapon. I love this weapon's weapon art, even though it does tend to do that a lot where you'll circle around them. But the tracking on it is amazing. But the only thing is, it's very easily parryable. So if somebody has a parry tool out, don't do that weapon art. It'll get you killed. But you know, Mr. Katana Man, if this was the Dark Souls 1 days, I'd be kind of, you know, like, oh man, another katana. But now this is Dark Souls 3, and strength is taking I feel is definitely taking the plate this time around. I'm not really afraid of katanas anymore, especially if I have something like a Norn Great Machete where I can stun them with that stunning animation that you get if they're at the end of the blade and they're running around everywhere. And if they come in close, that blade is very long, so you will get a trade in either a 2-hit combo or 1-hit combo. And if you hit him once, that weapon hits for like 500 damage. And if you hit him twice, it's definitely 900 to 1,000, which I find to be great. And here goes another instance where this guy is just parry. Look at that. Look at it. He's just gonna parry spam. I know you, so I'm just take out my Great Club so I don't even have to deal with it. And we're gonna find out whether he knows you can't parry this attack or not, because he definitely wants that parry. But I think strength is the oh jeez man, just stop trying to. Are you look? He's still trying to. Please stop! You're gonna die. Oh no, he just wants that parry so bad, but it's not happening with the strength build, buddy. Maybe if I was on dexterity, maybe he would have got that parry from all the parry attempts. But I definitely feel that strength is taking the plate in Dark Souls 3, and it is the strongest amongst the builds. I've tested a lot of builds and a lot of weapons, and these strength weapons to me always just seem to come out on top. Whether it's a strength halberd or a strength great axe or a strength spear, whatever it may be, they just always seem to come out on top. And I'm absolutely loving strength. And another thing that strength weapons are really good at is baiting. So he's doing a lot of running R1s, and I'm gonna bait it out, but I get the partial. Man, those partials are absolutely killer. But to the fact that he's a typical katana user, he'll just keep doing it over and over again, which I suspect him to do, so it'll eventually get parried. But this video is running a little long, so I am going to be having a part 2 to this video, guys. But that's all I got for you guys for now. Until next time. Bye, Mr. Katana Man.